build your professional connections as well. It's also a great place to show that you're an expert. And then email marketing. So if I was to log into my Gmail account and write up an email, send it out to 500 people that I've all CC'd, what do you think would happen?
80% will open.
80% might not even get it. Because if you CC that many people, Google thinks it's spam. Most email providers think it's spam. So you don't want to do email marketing that way. So it'll just go into their junk folder. Yep.
So like on some websites, you go to wherever they have it and you subscribe to them?
Yes.
Or you get email?
Yep.
How does the company send out an email?
There's actually a special tool that you have to use, and that's what I'm about to tell you. So there's a special tool that you have to use. And a lot of different companies do this. Some of the biggest ones are Constant Contact and MailChimp. So if you want to do email marketing, look into MailChimp. It is free up until like you get 2,000 contacts on your email list. But these tools are built specially. So they send out batches of emails, but they send them out each one individually so that it doesn't come across looking like they're all CC'd. It doesn't come across looking like spam. But they've actually formulated it so they'll send them out in batches instead of all at once. Does that make sense? So make sure if you're doing email marketing, you're using one of those tools, because otherwise you're just going to go straight into the junk folder. The great news is that those companies like MailChimp and Constant Contact, they'll give you information on how to create those subscribe buttons so you can get people to sign up for your email list. So you don't even have to worry about it. It just puts them in automatically. So if they click the button, fill it out, good to go. If you ask people for emails, they're probably going to give them to you. We live in a day and age where people like to give out their email address much more freely than, say, their phone number. And it's a great way to build your contact list. Set expectations and stick to them. If you tell somebody, hey, sign up for my email list, I'll email you once a month, with a quick little newsletter, and then you're emailing them 3 times a day, they're going to get upset and they're going to unsubscribe because you're cluttering their inbox. But if you say, hey, I'm going to send you information about a new deal like every single day, I have a sale going on every single day, rotates which product it is, then they might be okay getting an email or 2 from you every single day because you set that expectation. So make sure right off the bat people know how much they're going to receive from you. Make sure you connect any emails that you use to your social media. Tell people how to communicate with you. Promote your list. Ask people to sign up for it. Promote your business. Inform people. Relate to people. And again, the most important thing is that subject line. That's going to determine how many people open up your email. Now that tool that I mentioned, MailChimp, that's free, they actually have a little tool in there where you can test out your subject line before you send it and see how many people tend to open emails that have that subject line. So it's a great tool to use. And we'll kind of go through this quickly here, but follow your customers, engage them, make sure you're communicating, add your social links to everything. If you print business cards, make sure you tell people to follow you on whatever platforms you're on. If you look at my business card, you can see I have icons for every single platform that we're on. People all like to communicate in different ways. Some people want to call me, so my phone number's on there. Some people want to email me, so my email address is on there. But if they want to connect with me on any social media platform, that's all on there too. Make it easy to share and be consistent. Now this step is the one I most see people skipping when they're doing their social media marketing. Anything you do, there are tools where you can track how it's doing. So this is an example of what's called Facebook Insights. It's their analytics. So I can specifically see how each post is doing. I can see if people are liking my page. So here, we had 126 new page likes. I reached 10,000 people. 652 people, when I took this picture, 652 people had liked or commented or shared. Yes.
Does it tell you the bad?
Yes, it tells you the bad as well. So, for example, if I clicked on one of our posts, it's kind of blurry, so it's hard to see. We can pull this up later though. But if I click on one of these posts and like 5 people said, hey, I don't want to see this is annoying me, it'll tell me that. So there are some weeks where these are all red with little down arrows instead, because I didn't do as well that week with promotion. But it'll help you evaluate, and you can specifically see which posts do better and which ones do worse. So you want to keep copying the ones that do well, keep improving upon them, and maybe avoid the ones that don't do as well. But the more you know about what you're doing, if it's working, the better. Real quick, I did want to tell you guys, we do have a conference coming up in Kearney where we are bringing in an expert from San Diego who's going to be talking about Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys are interested, you do get a student rate to that conference. This is Jen Herman from Jen's Trends, and that'll be March 15th in 2018. So, and now we can go into questions and we can look a little more in depth at some of those other things. You look like you've got a question, Sydney.
I'm thinking.
So what do you think you would post for your lawn care business on Facebook?
Different ways of grass.
Pretty good. Or maybe post about how to get rid of dandelions.
What about like the height of so your grass doesn't burn? For like different types.
It takes some brainstorming time. But it's there are scheduling tools. So say you have like 5 great ideas and you want to spread them out because you don't want to use them up all at once. You can actually schedule a post on Facebook to go out at different times. You can schedule posts on Twitter, LinkedIn, all over the place. So there are tools to help you do that too.
So like, if I was on a company's email page and I subscribed to my email, how, as the company, how would you get to see who subscribed?
Let me.
To send.
We're gonna see if I can.
I think it went to Patreon too.
I think it did. There we go. See if I can show you here. So one of the tools that I mentioned is constant contact. So this is actually where we keep our newsletter. This is how we send out our newsletter every single month.
So you basically sign up for this.
Yep.
And then they give you a link for your page.
Yeah, so as soon as I log in here, I'll show you. Remember what the login is? Yeah, so they'll give you a little bit of code that you go in and you put in the back end of your website for it to show up. And it'll automatically have the little place to enter it. Very good. I have so many passwords, I don't always remember them. So here you can see we've got 4,358 contacts. And if I click on that, it'll actually show me who they are. So, and we record like where they work. Sometimes we get, where they live. We can put in their phone numbers too if we want to keep track of that, but it's a great way.
So do you manually enter that in? Or
Nope.
does it give it?
So they have sign-up forms. Sign-up tools. I can remember where to go. So we put one on our we actually just redesigned our homepage, so I'm trying to remember if we've got it on here. No. We used to have a sign up for a newsletter button just right on our page. So I can make it a pop-up where they sign up for, they just put in their email address. Or I can do like something that actually displays on the page. Or I can actually put a link on there. So like this one, these are the ones we're actually using right now. So like this one, I can pick what colors I want to use. I can put in my logo, all that kind of good stuff. So they even have they have a tool where you can text in, text your email address to a certain number, and it'll add you to this list. So there's a lot of different tools. Do you have any questions or additions to it?
You're doing good. You were going to show them Instagram?
I was going to show Instagram. So, so this is an example. You can kind of see we've got this checkerboard effect going on our Instagram page. But I was going to show you. This is actually a lady that I recently met with in Omaha. She is a fashion blogger. She owns a boutique. She's going to be opening up a restaurant soon. She has amazing pictures. And they all kind of have this similar feel. She tries to keep the colors somewhat similar. Just very, very bright, very clean, showing off the fashion. So this is an example of somebody who is using Instagram well. And she has, close to 22,000 followers. The lady we're bringing in from Architect to talk about Instagram, this is Jen. People like seeing faces on Instagram. They like quotes. And they like clean, good photography. Facebook is being too secure. I'm trying to get logged in here so you can see the back end of our Grow business page.
Heidi, you've talked about social media, but you also have a website.
We do have a website. So we're currently going through a redesign right now. So it's not the best organized, but we're working on it. So this is actually our website.
And do you want to talk a little bit how you coordinate or work your social media with your website?
Yeah. Okay. So on here, this is our website. You can see we have our top social media platforms right here at the top. So Twitter is really popular for us. Facebook's really popular for us, and Instagram. So we put those all right at the top for people to connect with us right away. If you go on mobile, these will be some of the first things you see. But then we have all of our different options down here. So like if you want to follow us on Snapchat, I think this pulls up, yep, there's our Snap code. So that you can scan it on your phone. You can see our blog, you can go to our YouTube channel. All of it is here.
Can you talk about a little bit about tagging your yes. Identifying your location.
Oh,
Tag
yes.
your location.
Yes. Actually, let me see. What do you guys do if you need directions somewhere?
map apps.
You have a map app? Awesome. Do you use like Google Maps at all? Do you do like the OK Google, how do I get here? Anything like that? No. Well, a lot of people are doing that. So making sure you've like claimed your Google listing, if you have a physical location, is really important. So we'll just Google Nebraska. Okay, so this is our Google page that we've claimed. And we've got some posts, we've got some pictures. So a lot of people just want quick and easy, they know your location, they know your hours, they know your phone number, your website, they want everything just right there. So if you have a physical location, it's really important to have a Google page listing. This is how most people are going to find you. And Google collects information about you, like how popular you are when you're busy, things like that. People can upload photos, people can leave reviews on here, public reviews, which are great for building that credibility. And you can see connected businesses as well.
Did you just recently put this up?
Yes. So we had an issue with this listing. So it had been claimed by a former employee, and we didn't have control of it, so we had to get it switched. Just gonna pull up insights for you. Yeah. So here, you can see we're talking about does it show the bad? Yeah. We're down 40% in page views this week. So, that's not the greatest thing. But then, more people have been liking us. So that could be good. Less people are engaged, but we have more page followers. So it's kind of a balance thing. But on the post tab, here's a post that is doing really well. This is our giveaway post. So if people like or comment on this, they're entered for a chance to win this little gift basket. So far we've had 18 people like, comment, or share. 22 people have clicked on it. 849 people have seen it. So this is not a bad post. And you can also, you might think, okay, well, I could just go to the page and look at this, see how many people who have clicked like. But on here, it also tells you how many people like your shares. So if somebody shared it and they have a private profile, so you can't see the post anymore, but they shared it on their profile, this will still tell you if people commented on it or reacted. You can't see exactly what they said, but you know that they're interacting.
So let's say I signed up and I'm following your page and that popped up on my page.
Yep.
How do you communicate to where you have it, or if you click and
Yep. Okay, so it's always going to have our business name at the top of the post, which will take you to our business Facebook page. But then, so here I want to go read the rules. I just copy and paste that link into the post, and it'll take me to an outside website. You can also tag other people. So if I type an @ sign, you can't see the @ sign because it'll disappear. But say, I do @ HR Poppin' Snaps. In the post, it'll take their business page. Does that answer your question? Is that what you were asking? So, we can also, if you don't upload a picture, if you just copy and paste a link, let me see if I can find an example. We do a lot of pictures. yeah, okay, here's one. So here we just put a link to a video, and it automatically made it, like, it'll automatically direct people to that page where the video came from. So if you go to like our YouTube channel, if you click on a hashtag, you can see all the posts where people are talking about that topic. And then, so like if I want to schedule a post, I just click this down arrow. Instead of hit publish, I hit schedule. I can also save drafts. And I think we've got some posts scheduled that you can actually see. So, we have a review going out, but here you can see this hasn't gone up yet. This won't be going out until 6 o'clock tonight, or tomorrow, 6 o'clock tomorrow night, about Fishbone. But that can save you some time. So like you could be posting, have it scheduled for while you're in school. If you know your target audience is online at that time, they're going to be looking, you can have it scheduled and ready to go. And one of the great things about the insights is that it'll actually tell you quite a bit about who your followers are. So here I can see, okay, people like the page. This day 6 people like the page, nobody unliked it, all that kind of stuff. I can see where people are coming from that they like the page. So on and so forth. I can see people, so most of our fans are women. Our target audience tends to be women. I can see the breakdown of age ranges. So most of ours are going to be 35 to 44. I can see where they live. So Lincoln, Nebraska, it's one of our biggest audiences. Omaha, Kearney, Grand Island, Hastings. We can kind of go from there. So most of our followers are in the United States, but we do have some from Canada. So we have a few people in Canada who regularly order Nebraska products from us.
How do people from like Egypt and how does it like translate?
So you're not on Facebook, so you probably haven't seen this. But there's actually a translate button on posts, and it'll go through like a Google Translate process. Now sometimes it translates where it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Let me see. I'm trying to think. So, go to Al Jazeera. So there's the C translation. So it'll translate it for you. So now Facebook will let you narrow it down. So say you want to put out a post written in Spanish and you only want Spanish speakers to see it, you can just target Spanish speakers with that post. If you write a post in English and you just want English speakers to see it, you can target it so only English speakers see that post. But you can see here that it will translate it into other languages so people from around the world can see what you're up to. We'll go back to so, and the way you would do that is there's actually this little target button. Let's see if I can zoom in. Okay. So I can create a preferred audience or put in audience restrictions. So So like, say I just want people 21 plus. I only want women to see it. I only want people in Columbus, Nebraska to see the post. And I can do plus 25 miles. So this is like what we were talking about with your lawn care business. You know, you can choose how far the radius is. And say I only want Spanish speakers. I can create that audience. And then anything I put in this post will only be seen by people who fit those criteria.
And there's a small fee for that.
No,
That one is not.
that one is not. So the only fees are if you do ads. So,
Posts are not, ads are.
right. So say, okay, so we're looking at this holiday giveaway post, right? And I see, since we posted it, 854 people have seen it. But say I want more people to see it. I can click Boost Post. This I can pick an audience again, and I can put in a budget. So we usually only boost for like $5, $10. That's all the more you have to do. I've seen some people who boost for 50, and you know, a whole bunch of people see one post, but they just see it once and then it's done. That's not what you want. So in general, you want people to see your business between like 4 to 7 different times, usually in different ways, but you want repetition. You want them to see you multiple times because they have to see you at least that much before they're going to be willing to make a purchase. So you want to build that familiarity. Does that, you look like you have a question about that? Nope. Okay.
And you don't have control of this.
Right.
So if in that description, Heidi said she wanted people over 55, Columbus, da-da-da-da, I may see, I fit into that classification, but I may see it and I may not, because it only goes out to another 500 or
Right.
5,000 or whatever.
Right. So you can't pick like individual people. You can do some, you know, very specific targeting where it's probably going to reach doors, but you can't guarantee.
And that's why you do it more frequently, because then the next post, I may get that one.
Mm-hmm. And normally it'll give you like an estimated reach. So it'll tell me, okay, if you spend $5, you're going to reach like 1,000 more people, 5,000 more people. So
Does it tell you how a percent of that population?
Yes, yes. So,
So if I'm 100%, my demographics is 100%, if you spend $5, you may reach 55% of those 100%.
right, right. I don't really want to change our targeting, but otherwise I
No,
mess with it. And then I could show you. But yeah. So, and you can pick how long you want it to be promoted for.
Now, if I'm on your news, I'm already part of your list,
Mm-hmm.
would that go out to me automatically, right?
Oh, it's more likely to. If you are following us,
Because I don't remember getting that.
yeah. So if you are following us, you can pick see first, default, which means you may or may not see it,
Okay.
or you can unfollow us. You can get notifications whenever we post live videos or events, but unless you have like see first clicked,
Okay.
you might not see everything. So Facebook has changed quite a bit since they first started doing business pages. So it used to be, we called it the Great Equalizer, because you didn't have to pay for promotion, and my mom and pop store would get the same preference as like Coca-Cola would from Facebook. But now, Facebook they're selling stocks, they're trying to make more money. So they do that through advertising. And so they are trying to get more and more people to pay for advertising, and the big companies can pay more for advertising. So Facebook's promoting them more and trying to get small businesses to pay money.
But it's still reasonable.
It's still reasonable. This is going to be some of your most affordable marketing that you can possibly do. So, other things tend to cost more. So, do you guys know how much it costs to run like a newspaper ad?
Like online or in a paper?
Either or. So, in an actual paper.
My mom did it on the
What, do you know what size it was? Was it like a business card size? Was it?
it was just a small.
So that a single ad in a newspaper, depending on how big your newspaper is, how big the circulation is, can cost like $300-400 for like a little ad. So it really
Columbus
depends.
Telegram for they call it 2x2, 2 columns by 2 inches, cost me just shy of $300.
So
That's one time.
that's one time. So if I'm on Facebook though, and I'm boosting a bunch of posts for just $5, I could maybe reach that many people or more. With a whole bunch of times instead of just one time with one newspaper ad.
But there's a catch to that. You have to know your audience,
Right.
your target, and if you say I'm only advertise on Facebook, then you've got to pull that audience into you.
Yes. Yeah, because if you're, advertising, you're, trying to be affordable, you're putting all these ads on Facebook, but your target audience doesn't go on Facebook, or your target audience, only reads the paper, then your money would be more effective if you had bought that newspaper ad. So if I was trying to advertise to you guys, and I spent all this money on a Facebook ad, would I reach it? So you gotta know your audience. That's gonna be probably the most important thing you do. Just figure out your audience before you do any kind of marketing, because otherwise you're just gonna be wasting your money. Or your time.
Okay, any last questions before we thank Heidi?
Oh, and I did bring business cards, so if you think of questions later.
Okay. Can we go over a few slides in the presentation?
Yeah.
Go over.
If you're in Lincoln, why is your P.O. box in home?
Holbrook, yep.
Number 6.
So, number 6. Holbrook.
Good question.
So, our nonprofit is actually based out of Holbrook, Nebraska. So, every now and then I get to drive like 6 hours and go to Holbrook and hang out at their old school building. So that's where we have our office.
Fun.
Yeah. So that's where the PO box is. That's our home office. And then, yeah, I do a lot of traveling for my job. So it's usually easiest just to email or call. Or any kind of social media.
Is the showcase kind of like is it just this class?
And some of my incubator businesses.
And you guys are getting college credit for this, right? Do you know what you want to study in college?
Radiology.
Okay, are we good?
Do your sheets.
Okay, this thing, Heidi.
Oh, you have a question? Do you have a, oh, you want to clarify something?
You go to the Google Plus slide.
Google Plus slide.